Welcome back to So Bad It's Good, presented by Betches Media. Now, you know I am the biggest fan of this season of Summer House. They finally have the chemistry right. It is fun again. It is dramatic. It is everything you want. We even had aliens in this week's episode, but something that we also have are new cast members that bring so much magic and actually brings this group back together in really amazing ways. And we have one of the reasons why this show is back on track again with us today. The one, the only, single and ready to mingle, J-Bone, Jesse Flippin' Solomon. What's up, man?
Dude, I am fired up from that intro. Let's go.
Wait, are you on vacation right now? I just saw your Instagram. Are you in like...
I live in Miami during the winter, and I guess it's the spring now, so part of the spring as well. But I'll be back in New York May 1st. I was just in the Baja Mar, SLS Baja Mar. Black.
That's it.
Yeah.
I was like, this guy, we need cameras up right now because it looks like he's having like a summer house experience with different cast members.
I mean, I'm blessed, brother. It is a fun life over here, and it's so close to Miami. Like by the time you get up in the air, they're like, you got to fasten your seatbelt because we're heading down, brother.
That's perfect. Well, I mean, when do we know if Summer House is if you're going to go back this summer? Because I already want another season with you guys. In my head, it's already done. Do you know yet?
I do not know yet, actually. Last season, I didn't get hit up till like mid-June. And it was okay.
So I'm going to mark that on my calendar right now. Mid-June is when to check back in with you because I need this to happen, Jesse. You don't understand. I live a very sad existence, and this show has really brightened my last couple of months. And I mean, what is for you, not coming from reality television, is it really insane to deal with the reactions you're getting, good and bad, from the fan base? Because people think you and West are like the best thing since sliced bread, but like at the same time, we've been burned before by cast members. Is it really interesting to deal with the fan base?
You know, I love the fan base through thick and thin. I think just the scenes that you saw from me in the beginning and just like how amazing West is, like it's so easy to love West. And like, you know,
hey, let's talk trash on your boy right now. Let's do it. Let's why should we like you better than West?
No, I don't want anybody to like anybody better. I love West. I love West. Like if I was you, I'd love West. I think we're very similar and we're also very different. But he's just the best guy. Like he helps me through so many things, and he just wants what's best for me, and I want what's best for him. You know, it was weird at first seeing negative comments about yourself on the internet. Like you can go into it and be like, I don't care. And then like the human brain is not meant to read negative shit about yourself on the internet like that. We weren't designed for that. So once you just tune that out, and it's, you know, I only get the positive.
Well, it's overwhelmingly, I will say it's overwhelmingly positive. I've seen season after season of all of these shows, and I've never seen people take to cast members like you and West. But I will say, in a compliment to you, West, obviously this amazing character, what we see on the show, and it seems like a great person. But what I love what you do is that you actually like kind of pose some questions. We see in these scenes, even with like Carl and Lindsay, you'll be like, hey man, this isn't my place, but you know, are you sure that this is like, you'll subtly kind of make conversations happen that I think need to happen. Is that really how you are in your real life? Are you the guy that actually kind of wants to get things out in the open?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I was instigating those conversations.
No, not instigating, but like encouraging.
I was definitely asking questions. Like, I'm not gonna hide anything. Like, if I see something, I say something. So everybody's like, was it really your place to like get involved like so quickly? And I was like, dude, I've been hanging out with this guy for hours and hours. Like we hung out in the city during the week. Like if he was one of my boys about to get married to this girl, I'd be like, what the? I would have been asking way more questions.
But you were seeing the obvious and what the audience, and we're not even seeing it as much as you guys. And I do love both Lindsay and Carl, and it seems like everybody kind of does enjoy both of them as well. But it is something that was so in your face that I would imagine everybody has to say something, but you're new to this. So you're seeing it with fresh eyes, whereas Kyle and Amanda and Paige, like they're all used to this from years and years.
Yeah. No, it was just like so obvious and apparent that these two were not a match and that the wedding was like right around the corner. And there were so many unresolved issues that it wasn't like rocket science. I was just like pointing out the very obvious.
Yeah, no, it was, but by the way, that's like, you still managed to make the show fun. I will say this week's episode insanely ticked off that you are not in it. I want you there every episode to see what happens. Also to actually, this week's episode, we had like like Sierra and Wes. We still have something that you mentioned on last week's episode of like, when are you going to hook up with my boy, which is not instigating, but pointing out. And this week's episode kind of focuses on that. I'll give you $200 Venmo right now if you tell me if Wes and Sierra are still together. It's free money. Free money.
You gotta up that a little bit, brother.
200. 220.
It's Wednesday. Doesn't that Alien episode come out tomorrow?
Tomorrow night. Yeah. Tomorrow night.
Have you seen it?
I did see it. Yeah.
What the? How do you got early access?
No, it was just because I was going to talk to you. So I was just because I was going to talk to you, and then I realized. But yeah, it's a great episode. It's a great episode.
It is a good episode. I wish I was there. It was like a fun party. Everybody talks about how we got to party like inside the house. I would have partied inside of that motherfucking house.
Okay. Well, you really kind of bring obviously the party atmosphere. And I know, sorry to like totally left turn this, but
before we go there, let me just say that I didn't feel like I was saying something so crazy. Like people got upset with me. They're like, what a pig would like ask Sierra when she's going to fuck this guy. I would have slapped him in the face. And I was just like, dude, they were hanging out every night, like in the city. And I was like, is she playing games with him? Like, I want him to.
So you were really concerned for your friend in a way.
In a weird way, like, yeah, like I don't like when girls play games, and I was very close with Sierra at that point too. So I was just like, we were just like this group of friends, and it wasn't like such a weird thing to be like. I wasn't like spilling tea that they had sex. I was just like, are you guys gonna fuck at some point? Like.
No, I mean, and it's a big part of Thursday's episode where it is still not happening. And I think we root for them so hard. And like, I've actually taken a second look at Sierra because through Wes' eyes, I'm like, wow, I really like Sierra this season. And I think it's one of those weird things that we root for these couples and we invest in them. And then it's like, is he going to seal the deal? Like now I feel like I'm like, is he going to seal the deal? Because it's another week where it hasn't happened. And now I feel disgusting just talking about this out in the open. So I'm going to stop. But what I do want to say is, listen, one of the most amazing things about you is your journey with cancer. My mom fought cancer valiantly for many years. She lost her battle this past year. But one of the things that I remember, when you came out with that part of the story, I was like, holy, a 2-time cancer survivor. And I want to point out to the listeners that April is Testicular Cancer Awareness Month. And I want to make people aware of that because I think that is such a positive message that can actually come with these shows. We also see in the mid-season trailer that potentially something else bad happens. If we're to look at that trailer, I think you're talking to your mom and then, you're talking to Wes. I mean, are you okay now? And also, what is your message with your cancer journey?
Yeah, I am healthy, thank God. And I think that a big reason that I wanted to be on this show was I feel comfortable talking about my cancer journey. And I thought that it could help a lot of people. Just even if one person goes and gets checked because they see me on TV, like, that it was worth it. Any negative thing that comes from the show, it doesn't matter. Like I helped somebody or saved somebody's life. Like that means a lot to me. so I just wanted to spread awareness, and everybody knows somebody going through cancer, and it's a terrible disease. And if you can get ahead of it, that's, the best way to be able to treat it. Early detection and prevention is really the only cure we have.
Has it made, like, how has it affected the way you live your life? Because you do seem to have this positive vibe about you. You're always smiling. You seem to be in on living life. Was there a moment after going through this that it made you uncertain about living life? Or when you got like all systems go, you're like, let's live, live, live?
Yeah, I just think it's hard to fucking care, man. Like the shit people care about. It was just like a weight was lifted off my chest when, every time that I get told that I'm healthy, because it's just like a scary thing thinking like at any moment, you could be back in the fucking system and just going to the hospital every day. And like, I'm less scared to die as I am to just put my life on hold and have to go through that stuff. And it's just like a drain on my family. The whole thing sucks. So, I feel for people out there. And, you don't want anybody to have to go through that. So it's definitely changed my outlook on life. I'm a happy guy. I was always a happy guy, but especially now, I think I just like focus on different things. Like I was super success oriented before I got sick, and now I'm more just like want to be happy, and that's the most important thing to me.
Yeah, that's beautifully put. And I do like that this message is actually brought out in the show, because I think you're right. If you can just get one person, if you can get anybody out there to go get checked up, like, get ahead of everything in life, because this does affect all of us at one point.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the insanity, Jesse. That is not real life. It is the summer house life. A lot of my listeners commented that you left a fun and flirty message on Amanda Batula's Instagram recently about how hot she is. Now, listen, Kyle and Amanda, sometimes they seem teetering. Two questions. I don't want Kyle and Amanda to ever break up. But if they did, and you came back to Summer House, would you rather date Amanda Batula or Lindsay Hubbard?
I mean, oh, wow. I didn't think you were going to go there.
Yeah, let's go there.
Just back to Amanda. I'm a straight male, brother. She is a gorgeous human being. And I think that I can compliment Amanda because of how close her and Kyle are. Like Kyle knows that I'm not hitting on his wife. I'm just giving her a compliment. So I thought that's where you were going to go. You're going to say Kyle and Amanda, everybody's they are fighting all season. And it's like, but it's because they love each other so much that they can shit on each other just like you would with one of your friends.
But Jesse, it is intense to watch in those conversations. Like Kyle on the beach and is like all of his beach get up and he's like, it is so lonely potentially living with you. That's a brutal thing to watch on reality television. Like, could you imagine being in a relationship that you have to actually say those kind of things to your partner? Like you can sometimes really see from Amanda's point of view that it's like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, he gets riled up. He's upset. Like he wants everything to be hunky dory, and it's not. And we're on a show. It's reality. You're not supposed to hide stuff. It's supposed to all be shown, and that's like what we signed up for. So I think that's even what Amanda said on like Watch What Happens Live or something. She's like, Kyle's doing his job. Like he's not like making shit up. He's just like living his life, and we have issues and we're talking about it.
But back to the original question, who would you prefer to date, Amanda Batula or Lindsay Hubbard?
I think both of them are off limits for life.
Because you're a cast member of Summer House, or because you're boys with Carl and you're boys with Kyle?
Correct. The latter. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because I was thinking, I'm already pre-producing the next season in my head. And I was thinking if you guys all go back and Lindsay's there, and then there's a drunk night, potentially you hook up, and then there's drama between you and Carl. And then you have like some big volleyball game where you have to like shoot it out. And you know what I'm saying? Like I'm already pre-producing this in my head.
Yeah, I mean, uh, Lindsay and I are friends, and Amanda and I are friends, and Kyle and I are friends, and Carl and I are friends. So
Okay,
I,
off
I'm not
limits.
I'm not making any predictions on that bad boy.
We did notice in last week's episode you did get lucky in love. I love that the Summer House did that. I also love that you were smart enough to cover up the camera with a shirt. I thought that was amazing. Good call. Is it really helped your game or hurt your game to be on reality television? And you say that you want a relationship. You want a real relationship. You aren't just out there to hook up with women. You want something real. Has this helped that journey or hurt that journey?
I would say that I haven't. This is going to be so douchey. This is why people think I'm like a cocky ass. I'm just like confident, and I live
I,
in the real world. I'm like a 6'5", relatively handsome guy. Like I can get dates with girls if I want to go on dates, and that's why I date so much. Is because I'm trying to find somebody that I want to spend the rest of my life with. That being said, like I'm also horny, so like I'm gonna hook up with
Jesse, the
girls.
honesty from you is so refreshing, and I cannot wait for like potentially Summer House to beat this out of you. I want you to always be this honest because this
Yeah,
is truly amazing.
yeah. Like I'm not. I think it pissed off the girls in the house because I came into the house being like, "Listen, I would like to try and find someone, but in the meantime, I'm gonna have fun." And I should have said, I'm just looking to have fun. And if I find someone, I find someone. To me, it's just semantics, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Are you currently in a relationship? We're still searching.
No, I'm pretty single. I'm
Pretty single?
pretty single.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. We got a little bit more time here. Paige and Craig. Obviously, I really didn't think that was anything with you and Paige. Like, I thought that was nothing. I
Yeah,
thought, and I think Craig took it as nothing as well, like, and it seemed like you guys totally hit it off, you and Craig, which I really liked seeing. What is your take on Paige after watching the show back?
yeah. That whole thing was just such a big nothing burger. Like
Yeah.
the thing is, I didn't remember saying what I said to Paige at the first party because I was just like drunk and being myself and whatever. And then when I saw the trailer, I was just like, oh, this is why everybody asked me why I was flirting with Paige all summer. And I was like, what do you mean? We're just friends. I'm treating her like any of the other girls in the house.
Good
Um,
for you.
yeah, she put me in a fucking body bag. She buried me. She's like, no, good for you. I was like,
Dude,
uh,
Paige with her words, she can like she's good, she's quick, she's funny.
yeah. Yeah, no, Paige and I are friends. My thoughts on her are the same as before. She's like funny and smart and cute and has a boyfriend, a serious boyfriend who I
that
respect.
you respect and that you like. Okay, the
Yeah.
only then so you got Gabby and you got Danielle in the summer house. They're both single. Does any chance it sparks ever throughout the season? Was there ever a question in your mind? Maybe.
At the beginning, there's definitely question marks, but it just turned into kind of a friendship vibe. Um, I wouldn't say it was particularly like my decision or theirs. I think it was
Yeah.
just like there was no chemistry on either side.
Um, Funnest moment that you had shooting this whole season? Like it seems like it really was kind of wall to wall fun, even though there were intense hiccups that you had to go through. What was the most fun you had?
Yeah, I would say that third weekend where we did the camp out because the first two weekends were kind of like I was like beefing with Danielle and like there was just like weird shit. I just didn't feel myself and like I had best friends in the house. And that third weekend, for whatever reason, just kind of felt like my coming out party. Like I hooked up with a girl. Like it just
It
felt like
gelled. It gelled. It felt like
yeah,
the old Jesse Solomon was back.
yeah.
Okay, but you would be open to doing another season, obviously, I think. How many dates did you go on this week? Because in the car ride with Paige, I think you did 3.5. Then the week after, you did 2. How many this week have we done? Because I want to point out it's Wednesday, so that's not the full week yet.
So I would just say that for whatever reason, those were like particularly busy weeks. And like, I'll count a date as like I meet up with a girl for a walk that I'm interested in. Those weren't like real fucking long, drawn out dates.
Yeah, the watching you pack date was interesting. I was like, watching you pack.
No, yeah, we like went and grabbed taco. It was like a fucking hookup. It was like, let's get some food as like the date. But, like, can you help me pack on my bed? Um, I've been on 0 dates this week.
Slow week. What's going on, man? Are you okay?
Yeah, everything's good. I would say that like it's just a bigger dating scene in New York, and I'm in Miami right now. Obviously, you can go on dates here if you want to, but I'm just not really as intensely looking right now. But New York, like, what are you gonna do? Sit in your fucking shoebox apartment and like crank it?
I'm actually going to New York next week, and I'm like excited to actually be out in the city and go around and do things, you know?
Yeah, like you got to get out and do stuff, and like you meet up with people, you meet up with friends, you go on dates. Like I think for people who live in New York, like you might understand more that it's not so crazy to go on like 3 dates in a week. It is a lot. I don't do that every week, but
you're a professional. I mean, lastly, has this affected your career, and are you excited for the reunion, or are you scared for the reunion?
There's been a lot of positive things to come out of it. I would say the partnership with the American Cancer Society is kind of like the most exciting thing. I'm not scared of the reunion. I'm kind of just like, there's people make such a big deal out of it. So I'm kind of just like,
but are you ready to watch? You get to watch Carl and Lindsay see each other and have to talk and communicate with each other for the first time in a while. Like, as a friend of both of theirs, are you nervous for them?
That's something I'm supposed to be excited to watch. Like, no,
nervous. Are you nervous for them? Like, are you actually, like, I would be like, kind of like, oh man, I do not want to watch this.
Dude, Lindsay is a professional. Like, she's tough to go up against. So I wish Carl the best. And yeah, I do not envy their position. Yeah, I hope nobody comes at me for anything random that I did. But I was pretty good.
It's going to be the flirt. It's going to be the flirting. They're going to say the flirting, but then they're going to have a cute bit with you and Wes in your relationship. There'll be a clip package of you guys hugging each other and broing out. And that's what we want to see. And that's going to be amazing. So I think you're going to have like the most positive reunion experience out of everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited. Wes might get some heat for what's up with Sierra, but
because they're not together anymore, right?
I would never say something like that.
250. I'll give you 250. Okay, I got to let you go. Our time is up. But thank you so much for really humoring me and being such a good sport about all of this. My co-host on Monday, Sophie Ross, we made a clip about you, was in love with you. She's engaged.
Oh, yeah.
You said you don't date engaged people, which was, I think, really moralistically right of you. But please say hello to Sophie if you could, because she had a big crush.
Soph, hope everything's going well with that guy. If not, I'm here, but I really hope it does.
J-Dog, Jesse Solomon. I'll put all of his info up. Go follow him. Summer House, best season in year. Thanks so much, man. I really appreciate the time.
Yeah, great to do it. Great to meet you. I appreciate it. It was fun.
Okay.